Alright. Why is my computer being ridiculous? We are currently live. I share screen. There it is. Excellent. What's going on, Wes? Do you go by Wes or Wesley?
Well, I went by Jared for the first, I don't know, 25 years of my life. So,
Alright, it's Jared it
um,
is.
I've always joked with my boss or manager that, my friends call me Jared, but they can call me Wes.
That's awesome, dude. So, welcome to all our viewers. I am MJ from Rekkr RC, and tonight with us, we've got a special guest, Jared, also known as Wes, from Brazen Scale RC. He throws together some really cool stuff, and I definitely love to chat about what you've got going on in that head of yours. Um, because I'm definitely watching it grow, which is a beautiful thing. So, well, you want to make a little introduction? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, Wesley Jared, Stanky from Brazen Scale RC. Um, Brazen Scale originally started back in, I think, 2014. Um, I was kind of just, it started out as like a little build blog page, and then, worked with my dad. I had a couple ideas on how to make my trail honcho a little bit better. So I had him help me out with that. And then the local guys were like, "What is that?" And then it all boomed up from there, just word of mouth.
That's awesome.
Here we
So
are today, like 6 years later.
it's already been 6 years.
They're about. Who's counting though? I don't really count.
Really? So, wow, that's actually really awesome. Um, wow, I'm just trying to like grasp my point of view into everything. I've only been in a hobby for about a year now. I went in
Oh, you'll be hooked.
be hooked. What are you talking about? I've got trucks sitting all over here. Down the rabbit hole I went.
Yeah, yeah. It's a deep rabbit hole.
It really is, and that's the worst. That is it. The best or the worst thing about it? I don't know.
It's great, man. Uh, Eats up time. Uh, Keeps hobbies are great for anybody. It doesn't even have to be RC. I got friends that are into guns. You know, one trucks, crawling and everything. You gotta have something to pass time. You can't just go to work, slave away, come home, and then sleep and then repeat. You gotta have something to take your mind away from. Get your little Nirvana. I don't know.
I wish I'm going to speak for a lot of guys here. I wish my wife would understand that. Come home, work, go to work. That's it. That's all you need. Play with the kid. That's all you need in life. No, no, I need to do something.
Yeah. Man, I've heard some pretty cool stories. I've had people's wives come up to me at local meets, and they're like, "Man, so and so, was big into the bar scene. I could never find him. He's always at the bar, drinking or whatever. Then, he got into this, and now I know where he's at all the time. It may not necessarily be cheaper, but you know, not out getting in the trouble or."
Yeah. My wife sees it as, wait, you're walking, you're doing something? Because I'm a big guy. I'm a big dude. But I've walked more in the past year than I have in many before, just because, you're out following a truck. You got to try trails. You got to have fun.
Dude, it's great. We got so I lived in Indiana for the most part of my life, and then a little over 2 years ago, I moved to Austin, Texas, and I call them mountains, but they're just hills to everyone else. But man, some of our Sunday group runs,
Mm.
they're easily 6 hours, like couple miles. My phone has like a basic pedometer or whatever, and it says, we've climbed 50 flights of stairs, quote unquote. It's a lot of moving around. I mean, I say there's nothing negative about it.
That's a great point. That's a very great point. Especially with the health. I mean, the health aspects. Oh, I mean, you're spending money on health going to the gym, so why not follow a little truck?
Right? What's the gym memberships now? Like 30, $50 a month? I
Like,
mean, shoot. There's some cheap upgrades.
exactly. Right there, 6 months is a RTR, and another 6 months is a solid. I mean, you're going to build a solid truck. Call it a day.
Build it as you go, tune it as you go. That's the best build. I
Yeah.
never recommend just like buying a truck and then stripping it down immediately and you know building something that you think's going to be great, but it's not. It doesn't really fit your style.
Yep. Yep. That was kind of my situation. Uh, but and then I found some other aspects, and I got into with a bunch of guys who kind of guided me into the thought process that you just pointed to. So that's awesome. So looking at everything. So how did Brazen get started?
um, like I said, I had a couple ideas to make my trail hound show a little bit better, and I can't leave anything alone. I gotta take it apart and analyze it and figure it out and make it better. Um, so I made my own set of little frame rails, and once the local guys kind of got a glimpse at that, they wanted something, and then they told their friends, and then their friends told friends, and here we are shipping stuff. I've shipped chassis to these little islands off the like Caspian Sea, Australia, Norway, all over. Some little islands in Malaysia. There's some cool dudes out there.
Yeah,
Keep me updated on all their like trail runs, and they got some cool terrain. If I
yeah.
ever do some international traveling, I they make me jealous with all the terrain they got out there.
Have you seen some of the terrain down in South America as well?
I've not, but with I work full time at a Land Cruiser shop, so I see like some of the trucks they build down there.
That's
It
awesome.
it's it's a little muddy, but there's some sweet spots down there.
That's that. So you get to see the one to one side of it as well.
Yeah, I usually make all my friends jealous and send them pictures. I think today I had this. So everyone's building that 70 series Land Cruiser body. I seen the real deal today at work, and I had the iLoop cab like overland camper thing. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Because you figure it's America, especially you work for a shop that's got a reputation, so they're gonna send it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. So, um, so looking at your actual chassis, um, they've really developed over some time. Um, how have you seen that development go?
The biggest thing I've been trying to do lately is offer a platform everybody can build off of. Um, we just now, well, this beginning of this year, we discontinued our original high-low chassis that has seen very few alterations since 2014. But we do offer our Team Edition chassis, which the file date on that is early 2016. And then the other ones are just we have a Class 1 chassis that is a shock hoopless chassis that you can bolt all your stock 10.2 stuff over to. And we have the 10.2 high-low, which is the version with the shock hoops, and a little added. There's some curvy bits that get you a little more clearance that you can't get out of the Class 1 version. And then we got the all-time low, which is our newest
Mm.
iteration, built more or less meant for the portal people. The lowest I could feasibly build a chassis while maintaining a chassis mounted servo.
Yeah, it's interesting to say that. In full disclosure to everybody watching, I purchased one about a month ago, 2 month and a half ago. So, and that's one of the biggest challenges I found putting it together was getting the right links to put, especially with the servo, making everything work. And this, I got to shout out my guy. In the Rekkr RC, because he came up with some witchcraft to make it work. So, how have you come up with a solution to that servo with the clearance?
The CMS, the
Yeah.
dual servo mount, the original Panhard mount we designed, it works. We did see a couple hiccups with people running like the big, fatter, like aftermarket brass parts. That would kind of interfere. I did just recently release like a low profile Panhard mount that's slimmer and it should accommodate those aftermarket C hubs for the Traxxas portal axles in particular. Um, with my personal truck, I run it at the lowest. Like it doesn't have much up travel. It's pretty much full droop. Um, so I had to do like offset eyelets, which I got off of the Traxxas truck. I got the donor truck, if you will.
Yeah.
I think it was. I don't know if it was a steering link or what it was exactly, but a couple of those links have offset eyelets, so I just put them opposite corners of one another to get around the servo horn. And then too, I'm not running like the thinnest servo horn. I think on my truck I'm still running the fat, like what is it, the gold like axial servo horn. It's a little bulky. I could get a lower profile one, but if it ain't broke.
That's the only way to save money.
Yeah, and if you ever seen my builds or follow my trucks, man, I don't have like the latest and greatest. I don't dump all my money into like brand new shiny parts. I reuse a bunch of parts and electronics, so it's got a different body on it, but really underneath it's still the same truck I've probably been running for the past year or two.
That's awesome. I think I've kind of finally settled in something along those lines personally, so I totally understand. I think I'm going to stick with what I have now for my Class 1 and Class 2, and I'll end up running the Brazen in Class 3 because I really think it can compete. No questions asked.
Definitely, it'll hang.
Yeah, there's no question. Coupled with some really good tires. I personally use Voodoos, but we all have our preferences because they got really good ones across the board, man. So, looking forward, what does the outlook come for product development coming from Brazen Scale?
With the release of the all-time low, I and the like a version of parts for the Traxxas platform, I can kind of take a deep breath and relax a little bit more because I was feeling the crunch, and at the same time I didn't want to release something that wasn't up to par with it was at a quality that I felt comfortable selling to people.
Okay.
Now I've been like last week I just released another like brace kit for our 10.2 chassis. I'm focusing more on the 3D designing
Okay.
bits. I want to make my chassis the most versatile chassis, which I think I'm doing a pretty good job at right now, um, at achieving that. But I'm gonna be, I guess, just I'm gonna be smashing into the computer and designing 3D parts.
Is there anything coming for the Gen 8?
There is in the works. It's not as easy. Honestly, it's a little more complicated than the Traxxas, believe it or not.
Really?
Um, it's definitely pushing because I've only been, I had the guys that I live close to the guys from 1/10 scale, and they gave me a crash course in 3D designing and the software they're using. And I'm not even a year into that whole style of design. So designing stuff for the Gen 8's pushing my skills. Um, but if you're not pushing it, then you're not growing, or
That's a great point. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys really offer. Um, Out of curiosity, would the Traxxas two-speed conversion, the two-speed plate with the obviously the two-speed work with a like inverted link?
whoa.
That was really cool.
There it hit.
What the fuck?
Oh, then sorry.
A lightning hit our building.
Wow.
uh,
Sorry, but whoa.
Sorry,
Yeah.
our dog's freaking
Wow.
out.
Oh, you
That's-
should have seen the
that's-
red light.
We saw it here on the
It's
internet.
on camera.
Oh my god.
Wow. That's crazy. So,
Yeah.
wow.
We have power somehow. I don't know. Is the sirens a bit loud?
That's. I mean, are you gonna have to vacate?
I was gonna say, what should we do?
I mean, you're cut thousands of volts coming down. If we need to cut those off, we need to cut it off. Is your fire alarm going off?
Yeah, like the whole. I'm pretty sure our building was literally struck by lightning. Did you see the flash?
Yeah, we saw it, dude. We ought to cut this off and you go take care of your business.
Yeah, I probably got to see what's going on, man.
That's
Let's
all right,
continue
man.
this.
We'll
I'll
continue
message
this
you.
later. All right, brother. We might have to reschedule, guys. That was wild. Thank you.
All
All right, have a good one.
right, man.
All
Stay
right.
safe.
Thanks. So that was totally wild. All right, so to our viewers, we're gonna put this on pause. Not by choice, but nature said, "Peace out. You're done for a little bit." Jared's got a rule because his fire alarm is going off. So you now get the back of my screen and all of everything else. All right, so guys, thank you very much. Keep watching, stay tuned. We're gonna reschedule, and yeah, that was totally scary. Quick shout out to sponsors, and Waffy Lipo. Check them out on Amazon. They've got 2S, 3S, 4S offerings. I personally use 3S exclusively, and they're going to be coming out with some smaller batteries to accommodate a lot of different other trucks, especially for those guys who like a smaller battery. In the Works RC, coming up with some crazy 3D witchcraft. You guys, if you've been following my personal brazen build, you'll see a lot of In the Works links as well as the 3D print stuff. Guys, sorry we got to cut this off early. Thank you. I appreciate it. Keep an eye out for the announcements to come back. Who knows if it's going to be this week or next week or what. But, all right, we definitely wish Jared the best. All right, have a good night, guys.